Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Next order.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Good morning, honorable members. Welcome to today's sitting. I have the following communication to make on convening of the sitting today. This special sitting is informed by the County Assembly of Machakos Standing Order 26(1) and 2, which states that 1, whenever during a session the House stands adjourned, whether or not a day has been appointed to the next meeting, the Speaker may appoint a day for a special sitting of the House on the following ways. On request of the leader of the majority party or the leader of the minority party, appoint a day for a special sitting of the House. B, on the signed request by members, not less than a third of the membership of the Assembly, such requests shall be addressed to the Speaker. The Speaker may allow a request under paragraph 1 if the Speaker is satisfied that the business proposed to be transacted is urgent or exceptional. Honorable members, this sitting has been convened via Gazette Notice number 6259, volume that one, issued on 17 May 2023. The Gazette Notice partly reads, notice is given to all members of the County Assembly of Machakos and the general public that pursuant to Standing Order 26 of the County Assembly of Machakos Standing Orders that I have appointed Tuesday, 23rd May 2023 as a day to special sitting of the County Assembly of Machakos. The business to be transacted during this special sitting shall be 1, consideration of the Budget and Appropriations Committee report on the second supplementary budget estimates for the financial year 2022-2023. And B, consideration of the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2 Bill 2023. And any other business pursuant to Standing Order 151(6)(d)(e) and F as may be admitted by the Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka and also Honorable Dominic Ndambuki to lay down their respective papers, and the order follows as stated.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 23rd May 2023. One, reports of the Auditor General on 1. Machakos County Assembly Housing and Car Loan Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2022. 2. Mavoko Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. 3. Kadhiani Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. 4. Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. 5. Mwala Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. And 6. Yata Water Services Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022.
Thank you, Honorable
Thank you, Madam
Member.
Speaker.
Yes, the above papers are committed to the Public Accounts and Investment Committee. Therefore, now may I call upon Honorable Dominic Ndambuki to proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, Chairperson, BSc. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 23rd May, 2023. The report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
May I invite Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, the Chair Budget and Appropriation Committee, to proceed and give the notice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Once again, my name is Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, Chairperson, BAC. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023 was received in the Assembly on 9th May 2023 and committed to the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Further, aware that the supplementary budget is prepared in accordance with Section 135, subsection 2 of PFM Act 2012, which stipulates that a county government shall submit a supplementary budget in support of the additional expenditure to seek authority for spending through the County Assembly. Acknowledging that the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 further provides that an appropriation act can only be amended through a supplementary budget. Noting that the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023 seek to amend the first Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to accommodate adjustments in conditional grants, on source revenue, recurrent and departmental vote lines reallocations. Informed that the Budget and Appropriations Committee held discussions with the County Executive Member for Finance, Economic Planning and Revenue Management, and to compile a report on second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give a notice of motion that this House discusses and approves the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, bills. The Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2, Bill 2023, Kenya Gazette Supplement number 2, Machakos County Bills number 1, first reading.
Clerk, you may proceed and read the bill.
A bill of an act of the County Assembly of Machakos to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the County Revenue Fund and its application towards the services of the year ending 30th June 2023 and to appropriate that sum for certain public services and purposes.
Thank you. The bill is committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee for processing. Next order.
Order number 9, approval of the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for the financial year 2022-2023.
May I now invite Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, Chairperson Budget and Appropriation Committee, to proceed and move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023 was received in the Assembly on 9th May 2023 and committed to the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Further, aware that the supplementary budget is prepared in accordance with Section 135, subsection 2 of PFM Act of 2012, which stipulates that a county government shall submit a supplementary budget in support of the additional expenditure to seek authority for spending through the County Assembly, acknowledging that the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 further provides that an appropriation act can only be amended through a supplementary budget, noting that the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023 seeks to amend the first supplementary appropriation act of 2023 to accommodate adjustments in conditional grants, on-source revenue, recurrent and departmental vote lines reallocations. Informed that the Budget and Appropriations Committee held discussions with the County Executive Member for Finance, Economic Planning and Revenue Management, and to compile a report of the second supplementary budget estimate for fiscal year 2022-2023. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that this House discusses and approves the report on the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023. And I wish to call upon Honorable Justice Mutuku to second the motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Justice Mutuku, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am Justice Mula Mutuku, representing the great people of Wamunyu. Therefore, I stand to second the motion. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I now propose the question that
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I've not yet
Oh, sorry.
proposed. Yeah, sorry for that. I now propose the question that this House discusses and approves the report on the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for the financial year 2022-2023. I now wish to invite members to debate this motion, but before I do so, I wish to also invite the Chair Budget to highlight the report. On the highlighting of the report, I just ask you to be very precise. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm going to present before the House a report prepared by the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023, prepared May 2023. Honorable Speaker, the second supplementary budget overview, Honorable Speaker, seeks to amend the fiscal year 2022-2023 supplementary 1 Appropriation Act to accommodate the following. 1, adjusting the conditional grants from 891,892,118 Kenya shillings to 798,691,933 Kenya shillings, which is a decrease of 93,200,185 Kenya shillings. B, adjusting the on-source revenue from 1,690,079,199 Kenya shillings to 1,717,118,593 Kenya shillings. being an increase of 27,039,384 Kenya shillings. C, departmental vote lines reallocations. Honorable Speaker, this second supplementary budget for financial year 2022-2023 is proposing a decrease in the first supplementary budget by 66,160,791 Kenya shillings, and the development budget has reduced by 23,998,027 Kenya shillings, while on the other hand, the recurrent budget has decreased by 42,162,764 Kenya shillings. This has largely been necessitated by the reduction in conditional grants. Budget and Appropriation Committee notes that this supplementary budget has subjected the county budget to overall expenditure decreases as discussed above. Honorable Speaker, the committee adhered to the format, structure and content of the supplementary budget as stipulated in the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the PFM Act of 2012 with its regulations. Notably, the second supplementary budget achieves the 30% threshold for development expenditure. However, the proposed compensation to employees is still higher than the legal set limit. Some of the key proposed changes, Honorable Speaker, that the second supplementary budget is proposing to make are: 1, reduce the overall county resource envelope from 12,610,752,230 Kenya shillings to 12,544,591,439 Kenya shillings. 2, reduce the recurrent budget from 8,820,397,657 Kenya shillings to 8,778,234,893 Kenya shillings. D, reduce the development expenditure from 3,790,354 Kenya shillings, 3,790,354,573 Kenya shillings to 3,766,356,546 Kenya shillings. Under the recurrent budget, the major changes are: A, County Public Service Board are decreased by 18,000 Kenya shillings. B, Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works are decreased by 1,628,992 Kenya shillings. C, Department of Health and Emergency Services are decreased by 3,355,131 Kenya shillings. D, Department of Finance and Economic Planning an increase by 25,521,905 Kenya shillings. E, Department of Public Service, Quality Management and ICT decreased by 1,072,717 Kenya shillings. F, Department of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Culture decreased by 687,000 Kenya shillings. G, Department of Trade, Industrialization and Innovation increased by 447,429 Kenya shillings. Department of Education, Skills Training, Social Welfare and Civic Empowerment decreased by 3,330,500 Kenya shillings. Department of Energy, Lands, Housing and Urban Development increased by 4,939,802 Kenya shillings. Department of County Administration, Decentralized Units increased by 14,950,097 Kenya shillings. Department of Agriculture, Food Security and Cooperative Development decreased by 62,020,265 Kenya shillings. Department of Water, Irrigation, Environment and Natural Resources decreased by 979,295 Kenya shillings. Honorable Speaker, under the development budget, the major changes are in the following departments. 1, Road, Transport and Public Works increase by 10 million Kenya shillings. 2, Water, Irrigation, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources increased by 6 million Kenya shillings. 3, Agriculture, Food Security and Cooperative Development decreased by 131,560,609 Kenya shillings. 4, Finance and Economic Planning decreased by 9,529,690 Kenya shillings. 5, Energy, Lands, Housing and Urban Development increased by 101,092,272 Kenya shillings. Financing the second supplementary budget estimates for fiscal year 2022-2023. 1, on-source revenue. The county government has increased its proposed on-source revenue to 1,718,118,593 Kenya shillings from 1,690,079,199 Kenya shillings. equitable share. The equitable share of the revenue raised nationally has been retained at 9,895,288,567 Kenya shillings. Conditional grants have decreased from 891,892,118 Kenya shillings to 798,691,933 Kenya shillings. NHIF reimbursements. The county government has retained the NHIF reimbursements at 133,492,346 Kenya shillings. We look at the expenditures. With the proposed reduction of the total revenue by 66,160,791 Kenya shillings, the total expenditure for the county government of Machakos stands at 12,591,439 Kenya shillings, which consists of recurrent expenditure of 8,778,234,893 Kenya shillings to cater for personnel emoluments of 6,117,720,932 Kenya shillings and operational and maintenance of 2,660,513,961 Kenya shillings. The resultant effect is a decrease of 42,162,764 Kenya shillings from the approved first supplementary budget of the fiscal year 2022-2023 and development expenditure of 3,766,356,546 Kenya shillings. This translates to a development ratio of 30%, while the personnel emolument ratio stands at 49%. The development ratio comprises with physical responsibility principle, which requires the same to be at least 30%, while the ratio on personnel emoluments is more than the set threshold of 35% of the total revenue. Madam Speaker, the committee met with the CCM Finance and Accounting Officer of the County Assembly, and they made the following submissions. Imagine the CCM informed the Budget Committee that movements were informed, but they need to make some adjustments to cater for the following. One, emerging and unforeseen issues such as reduction in conditional grants, specifically the Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Project and increase or carry forward of the Kenya Urban Support Project. B, also, there was a need to increase funding to community hospitals to enhance primary health care. Hence, the reallocations from some of the level 4's hospital facilities. C, on the issue of the compensation to employees, the CCM Finance informed the committee that the personnel emolument is high, mainly due to the huge workforce in the health department, which was inherited from the national government since the inception of devolution. D, the county has put in place measures to grow on-source revenue, which will in turn reduce the ratio on compensation to employees and avail more funds on development projects. The County Assembly's accounting officer reported that the supplementary budget was to effect desired vote line reallocations to ensure smooth operations of the Assembly for the remaining part of the current financial year. The committee considered the submissions and adopted them as presented by the CCM Finance and Accounting Officer of the County Assembly. Some of the highlights and recommendations that the committee observed are as follows. The Office of the Governor has an approved budget of 611,479,033 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 592,144,648 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 19,334,385 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the Office of the Governor be allocated 592,144,648 Kenya shillings for recurrent expenditure and 19,334,385 Kenya shillings for development respectively. Department of Public Service Quality Management and ICT has an approved budget of 419,739,994 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 366,552,343 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 53,187,652 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the recurrent expenditure be revised to 365,479,652 625 Kenya shillings and 53,187,652 Kenya shillings for development expenditures as per the county treasury's proposal. On Department of Trade, Industrialization and Innovation, which had an approved budget of 324,805,616 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 146,844,709 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 177,960,907 Kenya shillings for development expenditure. The committee recommends that recurrent expenditure in the department be revised to 147,292,138 Kenya shillings and development expenditure to 177,960,907 Kenya shillings as per the county treasury's proposal. Department of County Administration and Decentralized Units had an approved budget of 533,904,015 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 493,546,215 Kenya shillings for recurrent expenditure and 40,397,800 Kenya shillings for development expenditure. The committee recommends that the recurrent expenditure in the department be retained at 488,506,215 Kenya shillings and development budget to 40,397,800 Kenya shillings, giving it a total of 528,904,015 Kenya shillings. On Department of Finance and Economic Planning, which had an approved budget of 798,474,492 Kenya shillings, constituting of 527,414,574 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 271,059,918 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the recurrent budget of the department be revised to 567,936,479 Kenya shillings and development budget to 261,530,229 Kenya shillings, giving a total department budget of 829,466,708 Kenya shillings. Department of Water, Irrigation, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources had an approved budget of 587,974,389 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 110,746,454 Kenya shillings for recurrent expenditure and 477,227,395 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that recurrent expenditure in the department be retained at 109,767,159 Kenya shillings and development expenditure in the department be increased to 483,227,935 Kenya shillings. Honorable Speaker, Department of Agriculture, Food Security and Cooperative Development had an approved budget of 926,825,107 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 374,588,632 Kenya shillings for the recurrent and 552,236,475 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that recurrent expenditure in the department be reduced to 312,568,367 Kenya shillings and development expenditure be reduced to 420,675,866 Kenya shillings. Department of Health and Emergency Services had an approved budget of 4,649,662,117 Kenya shillings, constituting of 3,924,560,836 Kenya shillings for recurrent and development expenditure of 725,101,281 Kenya shillings. The committee recommends that the recurrent expenditure of the department be reduced to 3,921,205,705 Kenya shillings and development expenditure be retained at 725,101,281 Kenya shillings. On Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works, which had an approved budget of 881,404,152 Kenya shillings, consisting of 256,914,082 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 624,490,070 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the recurrent expenditure of the department be decreased to 255,285,090 Kenya shillings and the development expenditure be increased to 634,490,070 Kenya shillings. Department of Education, Skills Training, Social Welfare and Civic Empowerment had an approved budget of 693,932,446 Kenya shillings, constituting of 457,471,858 Kenya shillings for recurrent expenditure and 236,460,588 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that recurrent expenditure for the department be revised downwards to 454,161,358 Kenya shillings, and further recommends that the development expenditure be retained at 236,460,588 Kenya shillings. On Department of Energy, Lands, Housing and Urban Development, which had an approved budget of 355,747,178 Kenya shillings, consisting of 188,452,827 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 147,294,351 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the current expenditure for the department be revised to 193,392,629 Kenya shillings, and further recommends that the development expenditure be revised upwards to 248,386,623 Kenya shillings. Department of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Culture has an approved budget of 259,608,052 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 132,617,593 Kenya shillings for recurrent expenditure and a development expenditure of 126,990,459 Kenya shillings. The committee recommends that the recurrent expenditure for the department be revised to 121,930,593 Kenya shillings, and further, the development expenditure for the department be retained at 126,990,459 Kenya shillings, giving a total budget of 248,921,052 Kenya shillings. On County Public Service Board, which had an approved budget of 78,849,457 Kenya shillings, the committee, which constitutes of 58,736,706 Kenya shillings for recurrent and 20,112,751 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the current expenditure of the County Assembly Service Board be revised to 58,718,706 Kenya shillings and development be retained at 20,112,751 Kenya shillings. County Assembly has an approved budget of 1,508,346,181 Kenya shillings, which constitutes of 1,189,846,181 Kenya shillings for recurrent expenditure and 318,500,000 Kenya shillings for development. The committee recommends that the County Assembly's recurrent and development budgets be retained at 1,189,846,181 Kenya shillings and 318,500,000 Kenya shillings respectively. Honorable Speaker, the committee made the following observations. One, that reallocations in various departments are more than stipulated at 10% of the PFM Act regulations, number 39, Regulation 9, which states that in approving any estimates under Section 135 and 154 of PFM Act of 2012, the County Assembly approval shall not exceed 10% of the approved budget estimates of a program of a sub-vote unless it is for an unforeseen and unavoidable need. For instance, in the following departments: agriculture, food security, and cooperative development for both recurrent and development expenditures; energy, lands, housing, and urban development for development expenditure; and water, irrigation, environment, and natural resources for its development expenditures. 2. The committee observed major reductions in the Department of Agriculture, Food Security, and Cooperative Development, and in the Department of Health and Emergency Services, especially the development budget allocated for Level 4 hospital facilities. 3. Compensation to employees remains high at 49% against the stipulated at 5%. 4. A decline in conditional grants of 93,200,185 Kenya shillings. 5. An increase in on-source revenue amounting to 27,039,394 Kenya shillings. 6. non-submission of departmental expenditure reports, and IFMI's vote balances. 7. Submission of program-based budgets, which is not in line with the format in the budget circular. Honorable Speaker, owing to the above observations, the committee made the following recommendations. 1. The county treasury avoids reallocation which are more than 10% of the approved budget, and in case of any unavoidable reason or reasons, authority should be sought from the county assembly for such movements. 2. The approved budget should be adhered to avert cases of under-absorption, as in the case of the Departments of Agriculture and Health, especially for the development purposes. 3. The personnel emolument ratio for staff to be reduced from the current 49% to 35% as required in the PFM Act of 2012. The county treasury needs to come up with strategies of addressing this violation. 4. The committee advises CSCM Finance to continuously engage with donors and other development partners to avoid a scenario where budgeted conditional grants are withdrawn midway during the financial year. 5. The county government puts in place measures to ensure that the revised on-source revenue is realized to avoid underperformance. 6. The committee advises the county treasury to be providing year-to-date actual expenditure reviews and IFMIS vote balances to ascertain the need for reallocations in the departments whenever they are submitting any supplementary budget. 7. The program-based budget be submitted in the format prescribed in the budget circular. 8. The committee acknowledges the efforts by the county treasury in enhancing on-source revenue and advises that they make efforts to absorb the reallocated funds before the close of the current financial year. In conclusion, the approval of the fiscal year 2022-2023 second supplementary budget shall increase the absorption rate of the county and avoid carrying forward balances that have been witnessed in previous years. Honorable Speaker, the Budget and Appropriations Committee acknowledges the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk of the County Assembly for facilitating the committee to undertake this exercise. I wish to express my appreciation to the honorable members of the committee who spared their time to participate in the meetings and in preparation of this report. A special thanks to our Secretariat for their tireless efforts. It is therefore, Honorable Speaker, my privilege on behalf of the Budget and Appropriations Committee to table fiscal year 2022-2023 second supplementary budget before this Honorable House for consideration and adoption. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I now invite members to debate this motion. Proceed, Honorable Kisila.
Madam Speaker, my name is Mheshimiwa Brian Kisila, representing the people of Mwala. First of all, Madam Speaker, before I say if I'm supporting or opposing the supplementary budget, I have a few concerns, very serious concerns, which I want the chairman budget and the entire budget committee to highlight to this House so that we can be in the same page. First and foremost, we see some very good news that the internal revenues are going to 1.7, which is a very good thing. But Madam Speaker, I've got very serious concerns. One, the first concern I have is any budget. This is a house of procedure. And any budget coming to this house must go through the various committees which represent this house. Was this supplementary budget subjected to various committees so that we can actually have time to go through it? Number two, I'm looking at an issue whereby you have reduced money from level 4s. And a case in point is money reduced from Mwala level 4. A hospital which is called a level 4, but is actually a glorified level 4. with men and women sharing wards, and development money of almost 6 million being removed from that hospital. Personally, I will not sit here as a member of Mwala and accept such movement unless I am convinced that there is a particular reason why that should be done. Number 3, Madam Speaker, is, and he has highlighted it very well, and I want to bring it to his attention. We are a house which is guided by law. And if you go to page number 8, you will see that the committee noted that the deviations were above the 10% stipulated in PFM Act. Why should we accept deviations above what is stipulated? Doesn't mean that when we are doing our budget, we were not thinking in that dimension. What is the procedure, and why should we accept movements above 10%? Number 4, Madam Speaker, we are seeing a lot of departments being given more money. Yes, you can continue giving departments money, but Madam Speaker, we need to start seeing traction in these departments. The only department we are seeing traction is the Ministry of Roads. You are increasing money in water, but when you go to the ground, boreholes are grounded and nothing is happening. Do we continue giving money to departments which are not performing as a house? Or are we going to start becoming firm as a house which is full of very respectable, intelligent members to be able to start articulating the issues and seeing where we are putting money? We want to start seeing money being used. So increasing money, very good. Department of Agriculture. We have never seen anything happening in Department of Agriculture. You continue giving them money. You see, you go to education. We are not seeing anything. No ECD being done. And you continue giving them money.
Point of information, Madam.
No, I'm finishing. I'm finishing.
Allow me.
I'm finishing. You are a member of that committee. Okay. You can explain to me later. Madam Speaker, we were given Ministry of Energy. We passed a supplementary budget, which gave us 2 transformers in every ward. I am seeing the department development budget being revised upwards to 248. What is the reason behind that? So, Madam Speaker, before we say that we are going to pass, personally, before I agree to pass this budget, I want these fundamental questions to be answered very well so that I can be convinced. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I will have a dissenting voice on this supplementary budget.
Thank you.
And I will want us to start seeing things very objectively so that this house is not being assumed, or the budget committee just sits down somewhere by themselves and think they can do whatever they want to do with our money. They belong to this.
Yeah.
They are answerable to this assembly, and whatever they do, they must convince us beyond any reasonable doubt that whatever they're doing is the right thing. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kisila. Honorable members, the debate is going on. More members, Honorable Ndawa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, representing the great people of Matu. I want also to contribute on the business before the House. And Honorable Speaker, my colleague, who is Honorable Brian Kisila, has raised very pertinent issues, especially the issue of removing monies from level 4 hospitals. Honorable Speaker, what the committee on budget was doing, we did our best because we invited the person who is concerned, who is the accounting officer. The accounting officer, both accounting officers, the one from the executive and the one from the assembly. And Honorable Speaker, from where we are just few days to close of the year. And from what we got from the CCM finance, the proposal was the best way to address the issue. In fact, the CCM is trying to avoid a situation whereby at the end of the year, the money is not spent, it goes back. It does not augur well to the electorate. So that is the reason why we were convinced. And as you are aware, Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Budget is also working on the main budget. And every member should be aware that the financial year will be starting on 1st of July, which is just few days to come. So I just want to advise my colleague and other members, and also the electorate, that the budget has very bright brains. We cannot sit, all of us there, and approve things which are not within the law. Again, Honorable Speaker, the other issue that was raised by my good friend here, Honorable Brian Kisila, is about the ceiling, the percentage that we can only move up to 10%, but not more than 10%. From the report, Honorable Speaker, it is clear and it has given reasons. It has said circumstances whereby we can work out more than 10%. Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, because I'm sure you are a lawyer, there are some things we call exceptional clauses. Exceptional clauses. Sometimes you'll find that the law says you are not supposed to do ABCD, but there are some instances. For a good example, Honorable Speaker, the law of tort, which is concerned about defamation, negligence, and trespass. I don't want to go about defamation or negligence. I just want to dwell on trespass. Honorable Speaker, if your neighbor is not within his or her compound, and you are somewhere around there, and you see fire burning his house, you are not supposed, as per law, you are not supposed to go to that compound unless you have given permission to do so. But the law allows, that's what I'm calling exemptional clauses. You can be forced by circumstances to go, jump over the gate, see how the fire is burning the house, and you can also be forced by circumstances to break the main door so that you can put off the fire if it's burning on one room, so as to ensure that it does not spread to the entire house. That's what we call exemptional clause. If you are taken to any court of law where there is a reasonable judge, the reason will be this was a necessity. The reason is necessity. That is what caused for that. Honorable members, the committee has given reasons and it has given circumstances whereby we can move from the set 10% upwards. So, Honorable Brian and Honorable members, I totally agree with the committee's recommendation. And I want to remind you that last time we were here, I spoke and I said a committee at work is assembly at work. How do you deny your own report? Your own report. You cannot separate the committee from the assembly. All the body organs belong to one body. So it is always fair when we bring a report, before we start brushing it out, we try to dig out to know the reasons why the committee has recommended or has given those recommendations. So, Honorable Speaker, because we are in agreement and I'm about to move a motion of extension of time, because I can see, because this is a committee which this is a report which has recommended from a committee, and the committee is the House, I would request that you put the question so that we can go to the next stage, because we cannot deny our own report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
More debaters? All right. Honorable Ngui. Then we have Honorable DS. Then we have Honorable Lucky, and we have Honorable Ndeti. In that order.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Yes. Yes, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. To be safe, allow me to move a motion on adjournment. Yes. And I'm raising on standing order number 20. No, not adjournment. Extension of time. Extension of time, Honorable Speaker. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's okay, proceed.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I know it's an extension.
Yes, I'm raising on standing order number 27. Honorable Speaker, that aware that standing order number 27 sub order 2 provide that the Speaker shall interrupt business at 12:30 p.m. for the morning sitting. Aware that standing order number 27 sub order 3 provide that the House may resolve to extend its sitting time. Further, aware that standing order number 27 sub order 4 requires that a motion to extend sitting time be moved at least 30 minutes before the time appointed for adjournment. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move a motion that this House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business in the order paper is concluded. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I call Honorable Majority Leader to second my motion.
Thank you. I now propose the question that this House resolves to extend the its sitting time until the business of the day is concluded. I now put the question that the House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business of the day is concluded. As many are of the opinion, say aye. Aye. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Proceed, Honorable Ngui.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Felix Ngui, the member for Katangi. Madam Speaker, I want to start by applauding the Committee on Budget for tabling a well-explained report, a well-articulated report to this House. And again, Madam Speaker, I wish to point out a few issues in support of the supplemental budget. Madam Speaker, acknowledging the fact that the financial year for 2022-2023 is ending in the next 37 days, I think it is of great importance that the executive saw it fit to bring out the second supplemental budget to be considered by this House, so that we make sure that all departments absorb monies allocated to them. Madam Speaker, again I want to applaud the Minister of Finance and Revenue Collection for working tirelessly to make sure that our local collection is increased. So we applaud them for that. Secondly, Madam Speaker, budget. Mheshimiwa Brian led us to make sure that key departments get more funding. And a good example is the Minister of Water. whereby I'm seeing that more monies have been reallocated to that department because water is a pertinent issue within our county. So I want to say that it is a good thing that some departments like water are being given more budget. And I wish to bring it out that for the few days that before we close the year, we are aware that there are more tenders that are ongoing and others are advertised from the executive. And in this case, monies must be reallocated for departments that cannot absorb their own monies to the departments that can absorb monies, so that our people at the ground can get development. Because it would be a shame to see departments return money to the national treasury when our people are suffering for lack of water, when our people are suffering for lack of roads. So I want to say that I think it's a good thing, and I would wish this House considers and approves this supplementary budget to facilitate our executive to make sure that no money is returned to the national treasury when our people need development. So in that regard, Madam Speaker, I'm finishing. I'm only saying that I am supporting the supplementary budget, so let us approve it with speed so that we can give executive good time to work and absorb the monies that have been allocated. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable DS.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Stephen Mwande, representing the great people of Kalakala. And Madam Speaker, I also sit in the Budget Committee. And one of the things that I would like to highlight, Madam Speaker, is sometimes supplementary budgets are supposed to just to reallocate funds from Department A to Department B. And sometimes this is informed by time. Madam Speaker, it's only 1 month to the end of the year, financial year for the 2022-2023. And this has been informed by departmental ability to spend money. So sometimes if Department A is not able to spend, it should expect its money to be reallocated to another department that, Madam Speaker, is performing. And this calls for the departments, departmental heads now to wake up and make sure that they are spending monies that has been allocated to their departments.
Point of information,
so,
Madam Speaker.
Let him proceed.
Madam Speaker, I think I am winding up. And two, Madam Speaker, I believe money should be spent. It will not look good for even for the county government to have funds returned back. Still to await for another supplementary budget that will be maybe coming in the month of November next year, when maybe Department A or B could have spent that money just during the 1 month. We have the main budget which is coming, and we can reallocate and put funds to those departments. I believe Mola Level 4 has got good funds for its development for the next financial year. So the honorable member shouldn't be worried. And Madam Speaker, it's the same member who was saying and who mobilized this house to make sure funds are put in the Department of Water. Let us also be realistic. Madam Speaker, you see sometimes it is also good for us members to be honest to ourselves. And we are being hit. These are some of the things that are hitting us now. That during the time, Madam Speaker, when we were preparing our CFSP, members were lobbied to reduce ceilings for some departments. And I can tell you, Madam Speaker, now we are finding it very hard to put some money in some departments. Some departments like agriculture, if I may say, has got a lot of grants. And now we cannot put money in that because we ourselves reduced its ceilings. So, Madam Speaker, I think it is good we be honest to ourselves and see some of these things. If we needed water, let's have, Madam Speaker, water in some of these departments. On the issue of the supplementary budget, Madam Speaker, being given to the sectoral committees, Madam Speaker, standing under 206, does not recognize or tell us anything about the supplementary budget. It only talks about the budget estimates. And so it was not necessary, and it has never been subjected to the sectoral committees, owing to the fact that it is just a movement of some funds from Department A to Department B. So, Madam Speaker, I think, according to the mood of the House, Madam Speaker, the estimates, the supplementary budget, we need to pass it as early as now, so that we may give it to the executive. They see how to spend this money within the next 1 month, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. May I? You have already spoken, Honorable Member. Let's give opportunity to other members. Yes. Proceed, Honorable Ndeti. Sorry, it was. I'm sorry. I'll give you the second chance.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will not talk much because I don't like duplication or repeat of what has been said. But there's something I noticed that I must comment on. First, I must congratulate the committee on budget for a good work well done. But secondly, I note that the task force that was put in to work on the employees of this county has done well, because initially the personnel emolument of this county was at the level of 55%. Chair budget, you can, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but now I've seen it's gone down to 49%. It's very commendable. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Lucky, please. Then Honorable Mutie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
And Honorable Majority.
I'm Raphael Lucky, representing the great people of Matungulu West Ward. Madam Speaker, I'm in the great mood of you putting the question. And I vehemently support the budget, as I can see money in water, which is a great concern to our people, money in health, and money in transport. So, Madam Speaker, I just request you to put the question, and I reserve my energies, because even though he is back, let me put it across that I wanted to ask Honorable Ndawa that the other time he came up with the issue of a committee is the same as the assembly, and I would request him to give us room that we may be ventilating whatever comes from the committee. Otherwise, in that spirit, we'll be killing the works of committees being presented to the assembly. So I request the honorable member, however much I respect him with a lot of his good contributions, kindly give us time to ventilate the reports as they come from the committees.
I thought you have just said the speaker to put the question.
I was withdrawing, but yes,
you are contradicting yourself now.
No, Madam Speaker,
what is the point?
He was away. I wanted to withdraw, but when I raised my head, I found he had come in. So
okay.
I request you to let me pass my information that Honorable Ndawa, however much we respect you, allow us to be ventilating committee reports. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Madam
All
Speaker,
right.
protect me.
That is okay.
Because the other time he had said we don't ventilate because as committee is the same as assembly, which to me, I think it is not a thing. Madam Speaker, I sit supporting and very much supporting and requesting you to put the question.
Okay, okay. Honorable Mutie, yes?
Thank you.
Yeah, proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Vincent Mutie, representing the people of Upper Kwaiwa Ward. And one thing which I must comment without any fear is that the house that we are elected to come into, we came here to communicate. We came here to represent our people. When I speak, I do not speak for myself. I speak for my people, the people who elected me. Therefore, I find it interesting when the speaker is quiet and the Honorable Brian Xila is being attacked, and yet he is representing his people. I think, in my view,
I have not had an attack on Honorable. I've not had an attack.
He has said that money has been removed from Mwala level 4.
I will address
I think
that.
he has a right to say that.
I will address that.
Thank you.
I'm just giving members time to ventilate on
Thank
this
you.
issue. Yeah.
in any case, I will speak and nobody can stop me from speaking. Honorable Speaker, of importance to me is the observations by the committee. They say that they noted that there were variances which is outside the law. My concern was, and they gave their own reasons, but we do not have any response from the CEC Finance in this report as to why that reallocation was being done. Secondly, when we say that this money, I heard the Deputy Speaker defend that and say some departments did not have the capacity to absorb. Will the supplementary budget be used to reward mediocrity and laziness at departments? Those are the fundamental questions to answer, whether we put the question or we fail to put the question. Yes, we are reallocating money to departments. What will happen if they behave the same way next year? The second question, which is of importance to me, is that in coming up with these proposals, the committee has said, and this is number 7, that the program-based budget be submitted. Of course, it had not been submitted in the format prescribed. The question is, what should be done when something has been submitted in the manner in which it is not supposed to be submitted in? For me, those are the most important things. Because how long are we going to babysit departments which continue to fail our people? How long are we going to say, remove money from Section X because Section X was not able to use that money and take it to Section Y? Don't we have needs in Section X? I bet we have. What we need is people should be called to account. Let those departments explain why is it that they were not able to absorb those funds. Why do we have to keep them there only to reallocate them? And the answer that is being given is that we are rushing against time. The financial year is closing. I heard the Honorable Minority Leader say that the Committee on Budget is an extension of the House. Madam Speaker, I don't need that information.
Maybe it's important information.
It is not important. You don't know it. How did you determine it is important? You don't know it.
I don't know. I don't know. Your Honorable Mutia, are you attacking me directly?
No, I'm wondering when you say that it is important.
I've just been listening to I've been listening to itinerary of your presentation, and it's like you're attacking me personally.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Then just restrict yourself to the
in any case, when information is given,
proceed.
It is upon me to determine whether I need it or not.
Proceed.
So what I'm saying is this. The Honorable Minority Leader said that the committee is an extension of the House. I do not have a problem with that. But the question that we need to ask, are we not supposed to question and interrogate reports that come from committees? We have that right. And when we question and when we want to understand the findings of committees, we are within our role. We are within our authority. We are within our mandate. We should be allowed to question, and nobody should have hard feelings about that. When we ask why the committee admitted these proposals from the Finance Department, we need only to have answers. Is it wrong to ask that? It is not. Madam Speaker, what we needed in this report are those responses which were given by the department. They are not there. When we ask why they are not there, we are being taken differently. No, we only want to understand why is that the Department A failed to absorb in time. That's just all. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable, I give an opportunity to Honorable Majority, and then now you can maybe after that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first of all, I want to thank you for alluding to the fact that nobody has been attacked in this house. I have not seen that. And the suggestion that we can attack each other is outrageous, because I think this is a honorable house. I do not even anticipate any attacks now or in the future, because you are members who debate with decorum. So let me start by saying budget is a plan of how you need to spend your money. And from time to time, you adjust your budget. So the executive have looked at the reality on the ground, what is happening on the ground, and they have seen fit that they brought this budget as second supplementary for us to ventilate. I have not seen you deny a member an opportunity to ventilate, or a suggestion that questions will not be answered that have been asked. We all need to be patient. When you ask a question, just wait for the answer. Or maybe you're suggesting you can ask the question and answer yourself. Madam Speaker, the CEC member for finance is on record as saying that one of the impediments for our county government is pending bills. And one of the issues that this supplementary budget seeks to cure is a question of where people have done projects, people have done supplies in the county government, and there are some departments that have money that is lying idle. Because we are serving the same people, I think it's in order to reallocate the same money from Department A and give it to Department B that is fighting very hard to serve the people of Machakos. So I think movement of money is a very normal thing, even at a personal level. When I think my priority have changed, I reallocate money to the priorities every day. Number two, I don't want to be informed. I hear people say, I don't want to be informed, Madam Speaker. I'm sorry, I don't want to be informed. Madam Speaker, I beg for your protection, because I am not finished. I don't lack wisdom. I am very well informed. I went to school properly. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for protecting me. I beg not to be informed, Madam Speaker.
Proceed, Majority
Thank
Leader.
you, Madam Speaker. What I'm also saying is, let us not anticipate that departments are not going to absorb monies. We are anticipating failure of our own departments. When we are allocating and saying in the future they might not, we are anticipating failure. Who knows tomorrow? They might improve. I'm asking that honorable members be patient, because every year we receive financial reports. And once the financial report for financial year 2022-2023 arrives in this house, we are going to interrogate it and see which department has performed well and which department have performed badly. And another supplementary budget will be brought here, and we are going to reallocate money for the best performance, and those who are not performing well, we are not going to give them money. Sawa sawa. On a particular level, on issue of public health, money has been moved to level 4s to lower level because of primary health care provision. Primary health care provision inaenda kwa dispensary na health center zetu. A member who stood here to complain of money moving from level 4 in a certain ward, let him tell us how many dispensaries, how many health centers are going to benefit from the movement of such monies. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Mbuva, then Honorable Johanna.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it was very important for me to make a contribution on this matter. Being a member and also chairperson of Committee of Agriculture, Madam Speaker, which is the biggest casualty in terms of reallocations in a decreasing manner. But to clarify the misconception that the reallocation is only based on departments which could not absorb. Madam Speaker, when first we had an interaction with this document, with these proposals, I was fairly agitated to see a decrease of close to over 190 million affecting the Agriculture Department. But on thorough scrutiny of the details and the reasoning, we found out that the monies which are being decreased from that department were donor funds which were factored and which would ultimately not be forthcoming. So it is not proper to say purely that the monies which are being reallocated is based on a lack of absorption. I had to clarify that, so that members and the public don't go with the misconception that the Agriculture Department was unable to absorb money. No, Madam Speaker, that was not the case. And still on the same, one of the clarion calls in the manifesto of the regime of the day is chakula mezani, pesa mfukoni. This can only be realized through a robust and a well-performing Department of Agriculture. Madam Speaker, we have now to shift from over-reliance of donor funds for this sector. It's like the government is not allocating much of its own funds to agriculture. The department is left to depend largely on donor funds. And then the casualty and the risk comes, like the situation now when those funds which we had factored do not get to be forthcoming. It's time now the county government of Machakos allocates money to agriculture and not leave it to donors. It is not only the donors who should invest in agriculture in Machakos. Madam Speaker, Mheshimiwa Brian Kisila said that there are no programs being seen on the Ministry of Agriculture. I want to respond fairly to him. All the programs that you see, the donor-funded programs, are part of the agriculture programs of this country. And it is fair, it's only fair that when we make our submissions, we don't cast aspersions based on misinformation. Madam Speaker, being a student of economics, I would want to say money is the most scarce commodity on earth. And that is why matters touching on money will always involve reevaluations and reallocations. Supplementary budgets is a practice everywhere, and it does not mean failure. Actually, it is a show of prudence. It's a sign that you are alert that this kind of money may not be appropriately used. It means that government is alert. So I stand to support, let monies be moved where they are going to make sense for the remaining period of the financial year. Madam Speaker, I support.
Honorable Joanna.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to support the report from the Committee on Budget and Appropriation. Madam Speaker, we know our budget is just a formation of estimates. And it is only fair that when we are unable to realize the estimates and we go real, and it is only done through such supplementary allocations. Madam Speaker, in the opening paragraph of this report, the committee gave a justification of why the supplementary had to be. One, they had anticipated a conditional grant of the 891 million, only to realize that they were working on 798 million, therefore a difference of 93 million. It was only prudent and legal through a supplementary budget to cater for that difference and say that we are working on 798 and not 891. That was a real justification. Madam Speaker, on the same note, we were expecting to collect on-source revenue of 1.69 billion, only to realize that through the efforts of the same CECM finance, the county was able to collect on-source revenue of 1.7 billion. Therefore, a difference of 27 million, which could only be spent through an appropriation, and that is what we are doing this today. So, Madam Speaker, the other major theme on why we had to have the supplementary budget was now the departmental reallocation, whose details have been very well captured and which I'll not really belabor going through. And I am convinced that really the committee did a lot. The paper, the report is well done. And I would also support them when they say in the future it is also important to consider program-based budgets so that we are sure of where some of these programs are happening. We talk of equity all the time. It is only through such programs that we are able to tell the reallocations we are making what they are really meant to do in our various wards. Otherwise, I want to support this report because it is well done and it really caters for our people. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. May I now invite the mover of the motion to reply. And while replying, I would wish to ask him, though a lot of concerns have been addressed by members when they were making their contributions, I'd like the mover also to address the concerns raised by Honorable Brian Kisila and Honorable Mutie, and give justification as to why reallocation has been done, give justification as to why there was a 10% excess, although I've seen there is a disclaimer. Yeah, kindly just address those issues in your reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish to thank the House for their passionate contribution to the report. And Honorable Speaker, submissions from members that are raising concerns are healthy, and it shows that members are alert and are following everything, and they want to know what is happening on the ground and what allocations have been made to various departments. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Diaz made a point that Standing Order number 206 expressly gives a mandate to the House to allow sectoral interrogations only for the main budget proposals, but does not express a mandate for supplementary budget proposals to be interrogated by the committees. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, this supplementary budget proposal went straight to the Budget and Appropriations Committee for interrogation. On level 4 facilities and money being reduced, this money was reduced and redistributed to level 2s and 3s, and Honorable Brian Kisila will agree with me that Mwala is benefiting because there is a level 3 facility that is being completed in his ward, and so it is in other 39 wards, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
Honorable
let me just
Speaker.
just say that it is. 1 minute, Honorable.
Let me tell you, but let us not start behaving as
Go
if-
straight to the point,
I'll go straight to the
Honorable.
point. Madam Speaker,
Brian.
why would you move money from a hospital in Mwala, 12 million shillings, and leave a level 4 hospital without an X-ray, without a ward where men and women are sharing? You move that away, that money, to some other facility. My people, when they break their legs in Mwala today, they have to travel all the way from Mwala.
Point of information, Madam
Please,
Speaker.
let me finish. Please, well, Diaz, please.
It is good to give
No.
facts, Honorable
So,
Brian.
We don't even have, maybe you don't understand, and I'm inviting this house to visit Mwala level 4. Maybe you think I am beating about the bush. I would like you to come and see the pathetic condition under which our people are operating on, where men and women are sharing beds with women together. And then you tell me you can have the guts to remove 12 million or 6 million, whatever it is. Instead of constructing a ward for my people, you tell me you want to move to somewhere else. You must listen to what I'm saying. We are in a very bad situation in Mwala, and I'm very passionate about that point. And I wanted to go
Point
on
of
record.
information, Madam
I
Speaker.
want to go on record that
Madam
I
Speaker.
stood here on this day and defended my people against money being moved from where they are. And I stand here to support this motion with an amendment that we don't move money from a hospital which is crippling down. Madam Speaker, last month, we raised 1 million shillings from that hospital. 1 million shillings. Under very pathetic position. I am not here
Thank you.
just
Thank you,
opposing for
Honorable
the sake of
Member.
opposing. So you cannot justify why we are constructing. We can construct as many hospitals as possible. But why can't we make sure the existing facilities have enough and are well equipped so that they can take it up our people? I have a point, whether you like it or not. But you can go ahead, my friends. Go ahead. Go ahead, kill our people. Go ahead, take money from Mwala. But our people in Mwala
Point of information,
will know
Madam Speaker.
that this assembly
Point of
took
information,
away
Madam
money
Speaker.
which belong to them. And I'm very
Point of
passionate
information,
about
Madam
it.
Speaker,
And I'll
please.
go and tell them, I'll have a baraza and tell this assembly, move money from Mwala.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
It's needed in Mwala. I cannot say that.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
Point of information, Madam
Honorable
Speaker.
I represent the people.
Honorable Kisila.
Point of information, Madam
Here,
Speaker.
let me tell you.
Honorable
I cannot
Kisila.
sit here comfortably. I cannot. DS, please respect me the way I respect you.
Yeah, thank you.
Please, DS,
Thank you,
respect
Honorable
me.
Member.
No, let me finish my point.
Your point,
No,
made your
the
point.
I cannot stand here.
Yes, you have
and
said
be very
that.
contented in my seat and say that I represented my people when I'm seeing injustice being done by this house.
Thank you, thank you.
I will not.
And I was.
Let it go on record.
I've,
Let it go on record.
I've told the honorable mover of the motion
Yes.
to address that.
Thank
Kindly
you.
address it.
Kindly,
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, allow me
Address
to
it.
correct
Yeah.
Honorable Brian Kisila.
Yes.
That under recurrent,
Yes.
no monies have been moved under Mwala. Under development, it's not 12 million, it's 9 million that has been moved. And the environment is informed by the fact that the money initially had been allocated for construction of residential houses and not wards. And
so there is no reallocation.
and there was no,
Move.
there was no
Decrease.
request. There was no vote line for construction of a ward. So since the money cannot be utilized
Yes.
within the period that we have before the end of the financial year, it is prudent that the money be allocated.
You know you are addressing people of Mwala?
Yes,
Yes.
Honorable Speaker.
So let
That
them
is it.
understand what you're saying.
And that is not
Yes.
the only facility that has been affected.
Yes.
There are other facilities that have been affected.
Yes.
And the facility still has 7.23 million.
Okay.
Kindly refer to your bill, Honorable Member. Mwala has 7.23 million
Yes.
under development
Correct.
that can still be used
Yes.
within the period that we have, Honorable Member. And Honorable Speaker, On reduction, the 10%,
Yes.
more than 10% reduction,
Mhm.
Honorable Charles Mbuva has responded to that. And Honorable Speaker, I will not belabor the point. We had a reduction in conditional grants. And that necessitated the movement of more than 10% in that department.
Okay.
And also in health department. Honorable Speaker, the environment of the monies from one department to another was discussed by the CCM Finance together with the Budget Committee, and the Budget Committee agreed with the submissions as it has been read in the report, that we agreed with that because the CCM Finance gave us reasons as to why they wanted to move those monies. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, my request is for the House to adopt this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Dominic, for that clarification. I now put the question that this House discusses and approves the report on the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the second supplementary budget estimates for the financial year 2022-2023. As many are of the opinion, say ayes. Ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. Yes.
Next order, then I will read this, then you will call on it. Then when Mheshimiwa finishes, you say next order.
Yes.
I will say committee, order number 11, committee of the whole house. Then you rise up, we will lower the mess, we go out.
Thank you. Order members. Order members. Order members, Honorable Ondawa. The House is still on. We are still on a session.
Madam Chair, do you allow me to give you one word, if you allow me? If you allow me, please.
Okay, proceed.
Honorable Speaker, this is a house of procedure and house of laws. And if we are not careful, the house can be converted or can change to be a public baraza. So, Honorable Chair, using the powers given to you by the standing orders, make sure the house does not turn to be a public baraza. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Advice well noted. Thank you. Let's proceed. Next order, Clerk.
Order number 10, the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriations, number 2, Bill 2023, Kenya Gazette Supplement, number 2, Machakos County Bills, number 1, second reading.
May I invite Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, Chair, Budget and Appropriation Committee, to proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to Standing Order number 121, Sub-Order 1, I beg to move the motion that the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2, Bill 2023, Machakos County Bills number 1, be now read a second time. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And the bill, Honorable Speaker, highlights the revised estimates and also shows the variations, negative and positive, and the resultant figures, which are now the revised estimates of the second supplementary budget. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to call upon Honorable Nicholas Nzioka to second.
Honorable Nicholas Nzioka. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. I now propose the question that the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2, Bill 2023, Machakos County Bills number 1, be now read a second time. I invite members to discuss the second Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2, Bill 2023. Sorry. I therefore put the question. Yes.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, you promised to be fair and just to all of us, and you have actually practiced it practically here, where a member is having a point and you have listened. Madam Speaker, before we put this, can I move an amendment that we don't take money from my poor people? Please, I'm begging this House, don't take money from that facility. A facility which has got no X-ray, a facility which has got no ward. Please don't take 6 or 7 million from that facility. I'm urging the honorable members. Let us pass it with amendments.
I suggest this,
Yes,
honorable member,
yeah.
that you can do your amendment at the stage of House Committee. Okay. Yeah, I now put the question that the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2 Bill 2023, Machakos County Bills number 1, be now read a second time. As many are of the opinion, say ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. Then the ayes have it. Proceed, clerk.
A bill of an act of the County Assembly of Machakos to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the County Revenue Fund and its application towards the services of the year ending 30th June 2023, and to appropriate that sum for certain public services and purposes.
Next order.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole.
Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members. Honorable members, let's start the committee of the whole. Let's start, and so I'll call upon clerk now to proceed.
Committee of the Whole House, the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation, number 2 Bill 2023, Clause 3.
Clause 3, no amendments. So I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. I now put the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say yes. As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Schedules. Schedule 1, recurrent expenditure. Vote R00012 R0003.
I now propose the question that schedule R0001, R0002, R0 and R003 be part of the bill. I now put the question that schedule R001, R0002, R0003 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say yes. As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Vote R0004.
I propose the question that the vote R0004 be part of the bill.
I move that R0004 be amended as proposed.
Any rationale over the same, or we proceed? Okay, I now propose the question that vote R0004 be amended as proposed. Any member to support or to contribute? I now put the question that vote R0004 be amended as proposed. As many as have that opinion say yes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Vote R0005.
I propose the question that vote R0005 be part of the bill.
I move that vote R0005 be amended as proposed.
I propose the question that the vote R0005 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the vote R0005 be amended as proposed. As many as have that opinion say yes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Okay, I propose the question that vote R0005 be part of the bill. I now propose the question that the vote R0005 be part of the bill. As many as are of that opinion say yes.
Ayes.
As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
R0006.
R0006 has no amendments. I propose the question that clause R0006 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause R0006 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Vote R0007.
I propose the question that the vote R0007 be part of the bill.
I move that vote R0007 be amended as proposed.
I propose the question that the vote be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the vote be amended as proposed. As many as have that opinion say yes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I propose the question that the vote be part of the bill. I now put the question that the vote be part of the bill. The vote R0007 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Votes R008, R009, R0010.
I propose the question that vote R0008, R0009, R0010 be part of the bill. I now put the question that vote R0008, R0009, and R0010 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Vote R0011.
I propose the question that vote R0011 be part of the bill.
I move that vote R0011 be amended as proposed.
I propose the question that the vote R0011 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that the vote R0011 be amended as proposed. As many as have the of that opinion say yes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I propose the question that the vote R0011 be part of the bill. I now put the question that vote R0011 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Votes R0012 and R0013.
I propose the question that vote R0012 and R0013 be part of the bill. I now put the question that vote R0012 and R0013 be part of the bill. As many as are of that opinion say yes.
Ayes.
As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Proceed, clerk.
Vote R0014.
I propose the question that the vote R0014 be part of the bill.
I move that vote R0014 be amended as proposed.
I propose the question that the vote R0014 be amended as proposed. And I now put the question that the vote R0014 be amended as proposed. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. I propose the question that the vote R0014 be part of the bill. I now put the question that the vote R0014 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Totals for recurrent.
I propose the question that the totals for recurrent be part of the bill. I now put the question that the totals for recurrent be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Schedule 2, development expenditure. Votes D001 to vote D0014.
I propose the question that vote D0001 to D0014 be part of the bill. I now put the question that vote D0001 to D0014 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Yes, you never gave us, you cannot just rush and vote without asking for members to contribute. It is not, Bwana DS, you agree to be, no, you are not the DS. You should have, before you vote, ask for the vote.
There is no amendment on all those clauses, Mheshimiwa, so without an amendment.
D007, there's an amendment. I was proposing that.
This is a development, and in my list you can see there is no amendment. D0007, Mheshimiwa. Check. Just check on my, or wherever I'm reading.
No, but there's an amendment on the worksheet which I'm having, Bwana Speaker. Yes, there is an amendment which I wanted to move. And I have a seconder. Yes, members, allow us. Let us this is a house of procedure. Now, the majority will allow their say, but allow the minority also to have their, yeah. So I was moving an amendment. They allow their way. Madam DS, I was moving an amendment.
It's Mr.
Point of order.
Yes.
Point of order. Point of order.
Yes, Honorable.
Chair, is it in order for the member
to propose an amendment after you have put the question. I don't think it's in order.
I was raising, and
The question has already been put.
No, Majority Leader. This is a house of procedure. He moved very fast to ask for the question without asking for us to contribute. And I raised my hand.
Point of order.
Honorable Speaker.
I am moving
Honorable
an
Chair.
amendment.
Honorable Chair.
I am moving an amendment.
Honorable Chair.
I am moving an amendment.
Honorable Chair.
On D007. You are being...
Chair, point of order. Point of order.
I am moving an amendment.
Point
I'm
of
the one
order,
on
Chair.
this chair.
Honorable Majority.
I'm rising on standing order 125, procedure in the Committee of the Whole House on a bill. 125, standing order 2, and I want to read for the honorable member, no amendment shall be moved to any part of a bill by any member other than the member in charge of the bill, unless a written notification of the amendment shall have given to the clerk 24 hours before the commencement of the sitting at which that part of the bill is considered in the committee. Chair, I think the honorable member is out of order. Thank you.
Yes.
Member, do you have something?
But Majority Leader, the same blade you use against me will be used against you tomorrow. But I agree with the standing order. What I was seeking the
Through
house.
the chair.
What I was seeking the house.
Through the chair.
This is another baraza now. It's now turning to another baraza. Honorable Chair, this is now turning to be a public baraza. Don't allow that.
Thank you, madam.
I think members, we are all in agreement, Mheshimiwa Brian, we understand you, but you see, you do not follow the right procedures. You are saying that you could have brought the amendment 24 hours before the sitting begins. And so I think now, as now we love to proceed, we need to proceed.
Information, Honorable Chair, the matter which my brother is raising here can only see a light of this house after 6 months. Once the question has been proposed and members have agreed, the earliest that issue can come here, it is now after 6 months from now. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think on my advice, Honorable Brian for Mwala, I think what you want to be done in Mwala, we are almost closing over to the new financial year. Kindly make sure that wherever you want being done in Mwala, just make sure it is done next year. I understand where you are coming from. We are understanding you. And the problem is this money had been allocated to construct staff quarters. In fact, not even on the issue of constructing wards. So that was the issue, that instead of constructing staff quarters as at now, let this money be spent in the level 2s, construction of level 2s and 3s, so that at least the same Mwala people will benefit and get development with their level 2s and 3s. They are also our descendants, and we need them good. So your issue has been noted. Make sure in the coming financial year that area is captured well. Thank you. No,
Totals for development.
I propose the question that the totals for development be part of the bill. I now put the question that the totals of the bill, the totals for the development be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes. Ayes. As have the contrary opinion say nays. And the ayes have it. Thank you. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Grant total.
I propose the question that the grant totals be part of the bill. I now put the question that the grant totals be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes. Ayes. As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it.
Wow.
Clerk, proceed.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes. As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And there is have it. Clerk, proceed.
Long title.
I propose the question that the long title of the bill be the long title of the bill. I now put the question that the long title be the long title of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes. As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many as have the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Honorable Ndambuki. Honorable Ndambuki, you can proceed on the report of the committee to the plenary.
Thank you. I wish to move that the motion that the committee do report its consideration of the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2, Bill 2023, Machakos County Bill number 1, and its approval thereof with amendments.
I propose the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriations number 2, Bill 23, the Machakos County Bills number 1, and its approval thereof with amendments. I put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2, Bill 23, Machakos County Bills number 1, its approval thereof with amendments. As many as have that opinion say ayes. As many as have of the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. So thank you, honorable members. For us, we are through. And now we await for the honorable speaker to come so that we may proceed. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Dominic Ndambi yewe sawa ndio ndio ngaitwa.
May I call upon the Deputy Speaker to proceed? So the Chair of Chairs to proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation Number 2 Bill of 2023, Machakos County Bills Number 1, and has approved the same with amendments. Thank you.
May I call upon Honorable Ndambuki to proceed as well?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. And I call upon Honorable Nicholas Nzioka to second.
Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to second that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I now propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I now put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many are of the opinion, say aye.
Ayes.
As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 12, the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriations number 2, Bill 2023, Kenya Gazette Supplement number 2, Machakos County Bill number 1, third reading.
May I call upon Honorable Dominic Ndambuki, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee, to proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to Standing Order number 131, Suborder 2, I beg to move the motion that the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation number 2 Bill 2023, Machakos County Bills number 1, be now read a third time. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to, Honorable Speaker, we have made some amendments to the bill, and I wish to call upon Honorable Judas Ndawa to second.
Honorable Ndawa. Thank you, Honorable. I now propose the question that the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation Number 2, Bill 2023, Machakos County Bill Number 1, be now read at that time. I invite members to comment on the second Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation Number 2, Bill 2023. Thank you, honorable members. I now put the question that the Machakos County Supplementary Appropriation Number 2, Bill 2023, Machakos County Bill Number 1, be read at that time. As many are of the opinion, say aye. Aye. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, proceed.
A bill for an act of the County Assembly of Machakos to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the County Revenue Fund and its application towards the services of the year ending 30th June 2023, and to appropriate that sum for certain public services and purposes enacted by the County Assembly of Machakos.
Thank you, Clerk. The House adjourns to 6 June 2023 at 10 a.m. Thank you, members.